Right, so you're welcome to the hot take right here on GH Movie TV. My name is Asankomah, as you already know. If you are a fan of this channel, then big ups to you. If you are not, this is the time you actually have to hit the subscription icon, hit the bell as well, so that you get any updates on any videos that we put on this channel as well. And this actually is my first hot take for the year 2025. There are a couple of things that I wanted to react to last year, but I kind of like was like, let me not talk about it. Yeah, and a couple of things that I've seen this year also that I didn't want to talk about, and I let them go. But this particular topic that I'm talking about, or I'm going to react to today, I also didn't want to talk about it. I actually didn't think I was ever going to make another video on this particular film, A Country Called Ghana, especially because of all the enemies I made last year when I reacted to certain things concerning A Country Called Ghana, and also when my my review for the film came out. I guess I was like, nobody really cares, so let me not even waste my energy. Let me not even focus on saying anything about A Country Called Ghana. Let me just focus on other stuff, right? So I didn't think I was going to make another video concerning this film. I've seen this video going around, this clip that I'm going to react to, I'm going to give my hot take on going around. I was kind of like ignoring it. A couple of people like actually sent it to me as well, and they wanted to know my thoughts on it. And I was like, okay, if people really want to know my thoughts on it, then I might as well just record a hot take for it. So let me just jump right into it. I'm going to make this one quick.
Me yesene be ya moving industry no adofo a atwom afrim a monti enka biem.
So this is a clip from courtesy of UTV Ghana, and it was at the press conference, a recently held press conference for the film A Country Called Ghana, which was, should I say, released last year, released last year. But they're actually doing a press conference announcing other premiere dates, right? And this clip has at the center of it Kujo Nkansa, who is the executive producer and also one of the lead actors in the film, and he's seated flanked by the director and the director Frank Fifi Gabin, and I don't know who this other lady is, but I believe she's one of the actors in the film. Yeah. And yeah, most of all that he says is in Tree. I'm going to do my best to translate. Yeah.
Most of stars in the bistro JJ TV adwuma omuni movie nim bi. Me yesene be ya attention be baso. Na obi a odo no film bia no wase no odo back e dey am adwuma no. The same time me yesene.
So basically, he was talking about why he did the film A Country Called Ghana. He talked about, or he made mention of the fact that for a very long time, several actors or several stars in the Ghanaian film space have been inactive. So he felt the need to produce a film or work on a film that could get people like excited to get back into acting. Yeah.
Movie bit more international.
Yes, and you heard that part. Obviously, he wanted to make a film that's supposed to go international.
Nasi a movie you trying to Ghana no appear international. Na e be so free e reason per come. Me try follow movies ba any promotion times ya mo ye including music no. We American level mo ye nwuma how mo see a branding name bebrebe just promote the song no. And I'm here.
So over here he's talking a bit about his promotional or what he thinks or what he's seen being done for other movies, and he also mentioned about other music or music videos from other parts of the world and how they heavily promote these films or music videos or music or whatever.
Na promotion jana enna form Ghana pie na ntiase and I mean the first time I'm here no the promotion no and that's it me pebosia.
So he's talking about how expensive it is to promote anything, and this is the part that just pay attention to this part.
Na me koto Benz. Na me mrande ho Country Called Ghana. Na kasa me so yewisu as a reason for some brand nyina ho. Na esura enfele car no nante keke. Na attention.
So he said as part of his promotional activities he bought a Benz. No, he went to get a loan and bought a Benz and branded the Benz with posters and flyers of the Country Called Ghana. He branded all the other cars in his company or some of the cars in his company with a country called Ghana. And the idea was for the cars to be, driving around town with the branding on it just to bring some awareness to the film, which I think is not bad of an idea. I mean, um, you've seen people do that over the years, but
of course, like if you feel behind the okwa, you brandy feel a pinty, a country go Ghana color in
and he says that they were even considering buying a house or getting a house by the roadside or somewhere very strategic, and they were going to paint the house with a country called Ghana colors, right? The film's colors, so that people could, see it when they drove past, and yeah, it would help promote the film.
Buja dance, a bass and a woman, a quetchy. Which if you put on, would then acquire trade and tino. Where did this are?
So I'm not going to lie, right? He did a lot of things in the to help promote the film. Anybody can agree that this was actually one of the most talked about films for the year 2024. There was a lot of buzz around the film. He was able to even ride on all the negative publicity that the film was getting to sort of like bring attention to the film. And I give him credit for that. I think I even did in other posts or other videos that I've made that he's actually like doing everything that he can to bring attention to the film, which is commendable.
The cast checker said, Asankomah, Madame Muda, Bichok me say, but you may be penetrates.
So this is the part that is of interest to me. I remember that in the come up or in the making of the movie or in the earlier parts when he was promoting the film, he said that he had made this film for Netflix, and the goal for A Country Called Ghana was to be on Netflix. He was making a Netflix film, and that is why that is how come someone like me took the film serious. I'm not going to lie, because I'm like, okay, he's making a film that's supposed to go on Netflix, so that means the work is going to be of Netflix standard, right? And anybody that has read my review, I'm going to drop a link to my review in the in the caption of this video as well. Anybody that has read my review knows that I definitely had a certain high expectation for the film, right? And it's of course because he and his people around the film were saying they were making a Netflix standard film, right? And he repeated that in this video as well. So he was also talking about the media's responsibility in helping bring attention to the film. That most often than not, when he's in the news or something negative, everybody is talking about it, the media is talking about it, and he's expecting that the same energy be given to when there's good news, like when he has a film that is of Netflix standard, or a film that he wants to get on Netflix. So he's expecting the media to, speak or talk about the film.
This is the time.
So you heard that part. He says this is the time that he expects the media to help him. He expects the media to help him get the film on Netflix. So this is the question. Is it the media's, or let me rephrase this. Can the media get your film on Netflix? Can the media get your film on Netflix? Well, according to Kojo Nkansale Wayne, he's saying that he's done the film, he believes it's a good film, he believes it's a Netflix standard film, but he's now relying on the media to help the film get onto Netflix, or he's expecting the media to make so much noise about the film that it gets on Netflix. I don't know if it works that way, or if he understands or the people around the film understand how to get your film on Netflix. Because from the very beginning, when they were, promoting this film, they kept saying they are making this film for Netflix. And I was one of the people that said, if they are making the film for Netflix, then we might as well hold it on the same pedestal as every other film that we've seen on Netflix, right? Did the film meet up to those standards? Well, I've had my opinion because I saw the film, I gave my review on it. I'm not going to go back and forth over what I felt about the movie, but I did value, or I did have very high expectations for the film, and I was expecting that all that noise about they making a film onto Netflix, this isn't what they should be doing now, appealing to the media to help the film get on Netflix. I don't really understand what he's trying to achieve with this. Maybe what he's trying to do is, or what he's trying to say here is that he's expecting the media to talk so much about the film that it gets Netflix attention, right? Or it gets Netflix's attention. Maybe that's what he's expecting, or maybe that's what he's calling for. But it doesn't work that way, okay? Well, maybe to a certain degree, but what you have to do, or anybody that understands how the model for distribution of film works now, is that you make the film, you give the film to a distributor, and the distributor now basically goes around trying to shop the film or trying to sell the film to any other avenue that would want to pick up the film, right? So let's not just make this conversation about Netflix, because there are several other like streaming platforms that films end up all the time. And I've said this before, that Ghana is at a disadvantage because we do not have a Ghanaian modern day or present day distribution company that understands what it takes, or how to get a film onto a VOD. We do not have a Ghanaian company that does that. Every Ghanaian film that you've seen on Netflix in the last couple of years have gone onto Netflix through a distributor that is not Ghanaian, right? That is how it works, basically. Netflix is not like YouTube, where you finish a film and then you sit at home and then you log into some platform and then you upload your film onto it. No, it has to go through a distributor, or in some cases an aggregator who has a slot or who has some sort of partnership with Netflix that requires them to bring in content, and then they will go and negotiate and get your film onto that platform. So that is what he should be doing. That is what Kojo Nkansa Lewin and his production outfit, Weezy Empire, should be doing with the film, and not calling on the media to help, for the media to help get his film on Netflix. Maybe what he's expecting the media to do is to talk about the film. And if anybody remembers, when the film initially premiered, I was actually the one that was all up in arms asking why there wasn't any conversation around the film. Because you don't make a film, release it, nobody's talking about the film, and you expect the film to get the attention of Netflix. There has to be some buzz around the film, especially after it's released. Okay, people need to talk about the film. There has to be a conversation. People need to be excited, whether good or bad. There has to be some form of attention that is brought onto the film, not you, but the film itself, that would pique the interest of distributors or pique the interest of VOD platforms that would essentially then want to have the film on their platform and be willing to pay you for it, right? I was actually one of the people that was very worried, because this guy said he made a film that is supposed to be on Netflix, or that is Netflix bound. He does a limited release in Ghana, and there was virtually no conversation about the film. No one was talking about the film. Everybody was interested about the fanfare that went on the premiere night, as in people performing on the stage, what people were doing on the red carpet. No one was talking about the film. I talked about the film and I became an enemy. And people were saying I was harsh on the film. And people were saying that I was killing the film, essentially. When all I did was to spark conversation around the film. All I essentially did was to get people to talk about the film, right? Most people didn't give a f***. I'm beginning to curse on the show. Well, this is YouTube, this is whatever, I'll bleep everything out. Most people didn't give a damn about this film when it was released, right? I write a review, it sparks a conversation, then I become the bad person, right? And then after a while, the film just goes silent again. They are back after several months, because this film, I believe, was released sometime, if I'm not mistaken, it was March last year, or, yeah, I don't remember exactly when last year, but yeah, it was sometime around the first quarter of last year, or maybe the second quarter of last year. And they are now back with other premiere dates, talking about a premiere in Nigeria and talking about other premiere in Silverbird Cinemas here in Ghana and other venues in Ghana. And this is my fear again. This film will premiere, there will be virtually no conversation about the film. And the producer, executive producer, will now be expecting the media to be the one to talk about the film, to get the film on Netflix, when it doesn't work that way. Who is distributing the film for them? Granted, they don't have a distributor. Fair enough. They are expecting that there has to be some buzz around the film that would get distributors' attention, or that would get Netflix's attention, and then the film ends up on Netflix, right? But is the film good enough? I have had my opinions about the film. I've done my review on the film. I've said all that I want to say about the film, and I still became the enemy. People literally like called me all kinds of. I mean, I read the comments, bro. Like, I read all the comments. Everywhere that review was shared, I had the time. I read all the comments. And it was surprising that industry people do not want to be honest to themselves and to the work that we are trying to put out there. So here's what I think, right? Here's what I think. Or this is the question. Someone would ask me, Tony, do you think this film should be on Netflix? Yes, I think this film should go on Netflix. As a matter of fact, if anybody at Netflix is watching this, please give this guy a deal. Put that film on Netflix. Do you know why? Because I want many Ghanaians to get to see this film, right? I want not just many Ghanaians, but many Africans to see this film. And then they can have an evaluation of what the Ghanaian film industry looks like at the moment. Just maybe. Maybe this is the film that is going to put Ghana in or back into the conversation when it comes to African filmmaking, right? So, yes, this film should get on Netflix, or it should get on some streaming platform where everybody gets to see it and people actually have a conversation about this film, not just the quality of the film, but also the storytelling in it, the acting, every single detail that I believe is conversation worthy around this film. I want everybody to get to see this film and then have a conversation about it. And then we'll see what it does for the Ghanaian film industry. As a matter of fact, I think Netflix should take this film on as Ghana's first Netflix official. No. Yes, Ghana's first Netflix original. That is the word. I think that is what should happen to this film. Yeah, I just want people to get to see this film, and maybe see what I saw, or get to see this film and feel like, yeah, justified enough to tell me that I was harsh in my criticism for this film. Maybe, just maybe, right? But then again, it's not the media's responsibility to make this Netflix deal happen. Go join Cancer and your team. Get a distributor, okay? Find a distributor who definitely would have to watch your film first and see if it is worthy for them to put their name and weight behind it to get you on a streaming platform or wherever, right? Get a distributor. Don't fall on. I don't know what you want the media to do essentially about this film. I don't know I'm still trying to understand what role the media is supposed to play in helping this film get onto Netflix. Maybe conversations like this. Maybe people should do more reviews on this film. People that actually like the film, or people that think it's the best film to come out of Ghana for the year 2024 should say all that they can, create some buzz around the film, get people excited about the film, and then maybe, just maybe, a distribution deal will come out of it. My last take on this subject matter is, or on this particular topic, is that I've seen that the film has done some festival rounds, right? As a matter of fact, I'm aware that it's got an official selection for the Kenyan Film Festival, or some film festival in Kenya, because someone in Kenya actually reached out to me and wanted to know my thoughts on the film, like an industry person who's an associate, or someone that I've worked with in the past reached out to me, based in Kenya and wanted to know my thoughts on the film. All I could say was go read my review. I sent my review to them, right? But what I'm saying is that the film has done some festival rounds, right? Where is the PR mechanism behind that, right? Again, that's another thing they are failing at. Instead of blaming the media, I feel like they need to get a PR, whatever, like a PR plan behind the film. They should have done this from the very beginning instead of thriving on, well, it worked for them, so you can't fault them. But I think that they should try and get at least a PR plan or something to take advantage of all the festival selections that they might have gotten for the film. Every other award or every other place that the film gets screened, they can ride on some PR to bring some attention for the film. And that should be an effort from their end. They can't fault or can't rely on Ghanaian media to do this for them, right? Even if Ghanaian media is going to do that, it's going to be on the back of what they do as a PR plan targeted at promoting the film. Okay? So yeah, this is my hot take on the matter. I don't think the media is responsible for getting a country called Ghana onto Netflix. I don't think it can work that way. But all the same, should that film be on Netflix? Yes. I mean, if I was a distributor, I'll put my money behind this film or whatever to get this film seen by as many people as there can be. Just because I want people to see the film and have a conversation about it. So this is my hot take on the subject matter. Let me know what you think about this. Should this film be on Netflix, or should the Ghanaian media help make this film get onto Netflix? Let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on all that I've said as well in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you already haven't. Share this video as well. And see you in the next one. Yeah, so my name is Asankomah, and this has been GH Movie Freaks Hot Take. As always, I'm out.